Joining us today, I'm Brooke Hash. A small plane crashed into a Jeffersonville cornfield this morning. Fortunately, both people on board that Diamond aircraft were not injured. Indiana State Police said it landed in a field off of Port and Middle Roads. The whole thing captured through air traffic control audio.
One tower, 988 Charlie Tango, we're experiencing some engine difficulties.
November 988 Charlie Tango, roger, you can proceed direct to the airport. You are clear to land runway 15. Tango, when you're able, could you describe the engine issue? Is it roughness?
It's going to be intermittent. We're going through a checklist right now. We're going to have to look for a spot to land over here on the north side of the river.
We'll go ahead and alert emergency services for you. I'm at 988 Charlie Tango, Bowman, are you still with me?
Tower, not sure if you can hear the Diamond, but I can hear them on my comms. They said they landed in a cornfield just north of the river.
All right, they're on the ground and talking to you?
Roger that.
We're glad you guys are safe.
Now, during that minutes-long conversation, communication was temporarily lost at one point where that distressed plane, again, lost audio. Other pilots in the air began to circle that area, helped traffic controllers keep up with its position. Stay connected with us as we learn more about this developing story on WHAS11.com and right here on air. The man charged with killing 4-year-old Serenity McKinney was sentenced to 50 years in prison today. Dakota Hill was the boyfriend of Serenity's mother, Catherine Abby McKinney. He pleaded guilty to murder, abuse of a corpse, and tampering with evidence. With those charges back in May, Serenity's body was found in West Point, Kentucky in February of last year. An autopsy revealed she was found in a suitcase filled with a sand-like substance and had fractured bones. Hill apologized to Serenity's loved ones just before that Bullock County judge sentenced him. Serenity's grandmother, Melody Roller, was emotional inside that courtroom. She said she is still working on forgiving him.
I'm trying to find forgiveness in him and in Abby. But that takes time. You know, when you break a bone, it takes time for the bone to heal. So I'm comparing this to that. Even though this pain, I'd much rather have broken bones than deal with this type of heartache.
Hill will be eligible for parole after serving 85% of his sentence, but Commonwealth attorneys say he has a slim chance of being released. As for McKinney, she was sentenced to 12 years in April, convicted of manslaughter and abuse of a corpse. Students and staff at Oldham County High School are grieving the loss of a beloved teacher and coach killed in a shooting in Washington, D.C. It happened at the Catholic University of America Wednesday morning on the plaza in front of a campus hall. D.C. police said 25-year-old Maxwell Emerson from Crestwood, Kentucky, died at the hospital after that shooting. The university hosting a prayer service in his honor. The Oldham County School District confirmed he was a social studies teacher and assistant wrestling coach over at Oldham County High. It's still unclear what happened leading up to that shooting.
The investigation so far suggests that the victim and suspect were known to each other, and it appears that whatever transpired between two individuals that knew each other. All right, thank you,
Catholic University says it's working with police to determine what happened and asks that you pray for the victim who died. This afternoon, Oldham County High School released a statement saying Max was a young teacher, but he made it his goal to form lasting relationships with his students in order to foster a lifelong love of learning, and that he was loved by both students and respected by his peers. Well, take a look at your screens right now. Louisville Metro Police are looking for 35-year-old Whitney Werner. Police say she hasn't been seen or heard from since June 19th, and her family is concerned for her safety and mental health. Police believe she could be in the Valley Station, PRP, or Taylor Boulevard areas. If you know or see anything, call 574-LMPD. Law enforcement and community members lined the streets of Tell City, Indiana Wednesday to honor Sergeant Heather Glenn. As you know, she was fatally shot inside Perry County Memorial Hospital Monday morning while responding to a domestic call. The shooter was also killed. Glenn's fellow officers say she was a model for the community for the last 20 years and was also Tell City's first full-time female officer. An official memorial has been set up for her family at the German American Bank. You can donate at any of its branches or send a check to that Tell City Bank location. Meanwhile, Indiana State Police are warning of a fake GoFundMe page claiming to benefit the family of fallen trooper Aaron Smith. He was hit and killed by the driver of a stolen SUV while trying to stop that chase in Hendricks County last week. ISP said the only official memorial fund for Trooper Smith is established at Indiana Members Credit Union. Visitation for Aaron Trooper Smith is today from 2 to 8 at Emmanuel Church over in Greenwood. That's just south of Indianapolis. His funeral is at the same place tomorrow morning at 11. It is back to the drawing board for UPS after Teamsters Union officials rejected its contract offer. UPS presented a counteroffer it called historic. After hours of bargaining, Teamsters claim UPS walked away from the negotiating table just around 4 o'clock yesterday morning. UPS released a statement saying it did not do any such thing and that the offer builds on industry-leading pay. Teamsters said this multi-billion-dollar corporation has plenty to give American workers. They just don't want to. The two have until the end of July to negotiate a contract, and if that doesn't happen, Teamsters has made it clear it will strike. There could be a compromise in the fight over the John B. Castleman statue. The Friends of Louisville Public Art organization said it wants the city to return the statue to the Cherokee Triangle location, but it also suggested creating a memorial for black leaders who fought against the segregation of the park system in the 20s. The group said those leaders praised Castleman for keeping the parks integrated during his life. He was one of the fathers of the Louisville park system, but fought for the Confederacy and the Union during the Civil War.
Instead of continuing this dishonest charade, let's celebrate how Castleman turned his life around and did great things for Louisville, the African American community, women's suffrage.
In response, the mayor's office has said Metro government has no plans to put that statue back in its original location, nor any interest in doing so. Metro officials plan to explain that decision during a community facility review on July 20th before the Landmarks and Planning Commission. Brownsboro Road is preparing for a road resizing project. Similar plans have already been implemented along Frankfort Avenue and Bardstown Road. The proposed right-sizing area will begin at Millwood Avenue and go to Chenoweth Lane. Our Connor Steffen and photojournalist Ian Hardwitt take a closer look at the impacts to businesses and residents.
The project spans more than 3 miles, most of which happens right here on Brownsboro Road, starting at Millwood Avenue, ending all the way down at Chenoweth.
Called the right-sizing project, it's essentially a downsizing. These 4 lanes you see right here just before Chenoweth will be taken down to 2 by the fall, making room for a turn-in bike lane. The point of narrowing the roads is to slow down traffic, making it safer for drivers.
It does seem like this street's a little tough to maneuver. You know, I see people, been several accidents right on this road here.
The stretch of road outside Rick Bartlett's Cafe will see similar changes. He sees the upside in safety. Barber Brendan Johnson understands how some see congestion.
I think it's mainly just because it is a thoroughfare from the St. Matthews area to downtown.
A small caveat for some stretches of street, more parking.
That's a huge relief. Not that there's not street parking around, but having parking right out in front is nice when you don't have a parking lot.
Ask both these business owners we talked to.
I mean, if you lose a little bit, it's not going to be that big of a deal.
That's kind of where, it's not coming to stay, it's coming to pass.
In Louisville, Connor Steffen, WHAS11 on your side.
Now, there is another opinion to this right-sizing. We've heard from many locals who say rush hour during the school year is already a parking lot there on Brownsboro, which filters into neighboring side streets to avoid the congestion. One man asked what happens when there is a wreck on I-71, when River Road floods. Brownsboro Road into the city is already the alternative. Well, today there will be a public meeting about those plans. It begins at 5:30 p.m. at St. Joseph's Children's Home. You can also review the plans by visiting our website, WHAS11.com.